Hello everybody. Week 6. It's actually really crazy how fast it's going. It's like already week 6 and 4 weeks in, and then we have our finals. Anyways, today we were asked to talk about a time that we became aware of a situation, and then we analyzed that situation, and we took action and held ourselves accountable for it. Um, well, when before I started reading Barbara Loves' section, this is just me personally, and I'm growing. I feel like I'm growing at least. That I always think about whenever I'm going to read one of these topics, it's always going to be something about on the terms of race. But since I've started reading this and I've started to think about it, I have figured out that it's not always all about race. It's also about the class, the gender, and gender is a big thing now. That's becoming a bigger thing and a bigger problem in the society. And so I think over the time I've started to think about that. Hey, it's not just only religion or not religion, but racism that we talk about while reading these topics, but it's also on other um, injustices happening in the world, such as classism, religion, based on religion, and gender, for example. So after reading Barbara Loves' analysis, I not really social justice a kind of a example, but recently we had an event in which we it was the what was the name of the event? It was I'm blanking on the name, but it was a cultural night happening at OSU, and it was happening in the MU ballroom, and oh yeah, Latin night, and so before the event, the participants or the people hosting the event, they talked to me about, and I was the event coordinator. And so they talked to me about how they had a lot of people who still wanted to come to the event, but they were nearly out of tickets. They only had like 4 or 5 tickets to sell, and so they were wondering what we could do. And so I I initially thought that okay, it shouldn't be a problem, but we can let people into into the MU and not have food if they don't have a ticket, and they can just go and sit down. But then I started to realize that this might be a problem when my supervisor had come to me and realized that that I was letting people in and we shouldn't have been doing that. And so this I I became aware of that situation thankfully through to my supervisor, and then I took that situation and I thought about it with my other people that I was with and working with, and I asked them what we can do, and we were like, well, we have already started letting them in, and how what we can hope for the best is so that no more people come, and we also told the security that hey, we shouldn't let any more people in who don't have tickets, and so I took that, and I took that action um, because I thought that that was necessary and that we needed to immediately get that in. And thankfully, it wasn't a huge problem because the crowd didn't get over, or the place didn't get overcrowded at all, and we have enough seating for everybody. And but I told my supervisor that yeah, it was me, so I was accountable to my actions, and I told her that yeah, I told them that it might be fine to do this because we've done that in the past, and so but this was a different situation, and so I should have looked at it before making that um, decision in the beginning. And so in the end, I think doing what Barbara Love says, the 4 steps, like being aware of that situation, is that you gotta make sure that you know what you're hearing, or like you know what you're experiencing is um, like the true experience, and then after that you analyze it and you look at it from different perspectives to get an opinion on what might be the correct answer. And then by taking action, you're not just leaving it and letting it go. You're actually taking part in it, and taking action means that you would that you're implementing some kind of change. And so and then being accountable is that if it goes wrong, you know that, hey, that it went wrong, but that means that I can learn from it. And then if it goes positively, you don't get too excited, um, and that you hold yourself accountable for it, and know that if it goes right or wrong, that you are the one responsible for it, whatever the case is. That's what I have for this week. Thank you.